Thank you, Jean. Got it. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and I'd like to begin with the pledge to the flag. If everyone would stand for that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for
which
which
it stands, one
one
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Jean, for the flags. Do we have any public to let in?
No.
Jean?
No.
We have no public? Oh,
Nope.
Adam. Okay. Hi, Adam.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, we just pledged, we have no public comment. Okay. Item 501, specialized programs, and this is informational.
Yes, that is the plan.
Okay, is that you, Adam?
That is going to be me.
You're on.
All right. I shall take it away. If you can bear with me for a moment, I'll just share my screen.
There we go.
All right, everybody can see that?
Yes, sir.
All right, excellent. So going to hop in here to presentation mode. So welcome everybody, I guess, to the specialized programs informational session. When I was first approached about this, I thought long and hard about what the focus should be in regards to this type of presentation. And ultimately, you'll see as we move through here, the focus is really less on us as individuals and more on us as a collective grouping, particularly students. So you'll see the titling here is Celebrating Success. And my goal was to really highlight the success of our students, because ultimately at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. We're here to support our students. We're here to assist our students so that they can be the best versions of themselves. So without further ado, if you look here, just a little table of contents. I'm going to talk a little bit about students and staff safety. It's a critical component to what we do. Some curriculum, some MTSS, SEL, and zones of regulation, as I'm sure terms you're becoming familiar with as we're all looking to bolster social and emotional learning. Some information about CSE Chairs and my communications with the districts, and we're working to enhance that communication. As well as highlights from various programs, the ITAP program, the CAP program, the elementary program. And then also at the end, I saved some time for student voice. So I know that you had the opportunity to see a preliminary version of this presentation, but I decided to leave a few details out just so I had a few surprises up my sleeve that I think everybody will enjoy. And I certainly enjoyed the process. So having said that, student and staff safety, it is a critical component to what we do every day. Many of us know the research. We understand that we all want to feel safe. We all want to feel a sense of belonging. And it's one of the things that our staff talk with our students about on a continual basis. So here I'm just talking about, just as nutritious food and adequate shelter are necessities, every child wants to feel safe. They need encouragement. They need support systems of various types, a sense of belonging. And these are the types of things that we foster here at Sullivan BOCES. So, with that mindset, that's really part of the educational philosophy. And I guess, overarching is my personal educational philosophy, which is to really provide students with a nurturing environment so they can be the best versions of themselves. And that's a term that I will typically use with students. I will tell students point blank, I want you to be the best version of yourself, whatever that may be. And we're exploring that together.
That's a great line, yeah.
Thank you.
I like that.
So moving on here, just some key points, some takeaways. Part of this process to really enhance safety, and this is something that my fellow administrators and I collaboratively and collectively work at, is looking at and scrutinizing the intake process, because it all begins with the type of students that we service here at Sullivan BOCES. So a key is we're thorough, we're collaborative, and we're individualized based on each particular student that's referred by a school district. So we utilize our expertise to determine student need. We determine our ability to meet and support those needs. And then there are times where we acknowledge that some students are not appropriate, or we don't have the capacity or the capability to service those students. And it's important, when you're a true expert, you know your limitations. So that's something that we're always looking at and reviewing. We collaborate with our districts to determine best programming, and sometimes I will offer up information and recommend that a district seek out programming beyond the BOCES. Thankfully, in most instances, the students that are referred are students that we do accept into one of our various programs, and oftentimes we're able to meet their needs, and those students are able to experience success. So in addition to that, one of the things that comes from really vetting the intake process and making sure that programs are supporting students appropriately is we're aiming to reduce the amount of physical interventions across programs, disruptions to programs. So that way the classroom environment is optimized. The overall environment, honestly, is optimized. So that way teachers can do their job to the best of their ability, and students are primed to learn. So one of the things that I'm just going to highlight here in a moment is our middle and high school populations. Obviously, physical interventions with large students is something that we want to try to avoid at all costs for a variety of reasons. Again, going back to the safety component. So here I just touch base on the physical intervention piece. It is a component of what we do here at Sullivan BOCES. However, it is a last resort, and its implementation is minimized whenever possible. And really the key takeaway here is, I'm sorry, somebody have a question?
No.
I apologize, getting some feedback. Honestly, the takeaway here is through cultural shifts and strong working relationships built upon some leadership consistency that we've thankfully had here over the past 5 years, we've been able to reduce physical interventions, particularly with middle and high school students. And please feel free to stop me at any point in time if you do have a question. So here you can just see in the year 2017-18, I was hired in July of 2017. You can see here, and just in a review of data that I did recently, these were physical interventions, middle school 7, high school 31 across that school year. Does not include elementary data. Again, I was looking specifically at middle and high school data, really taking into consideration the safety component of dealing with larger students who, if they become physically problematic or challenging, can present real safety issues. And then if you look here at the current year, again, we're only through March, but I don't anticipate that our numbers will deviate drastically in terms of trending. You'll see that the 2021-2022 school year, right now, we're at 3 physical interventions for the middle school and 4 for the high school.
Adam, if I could jump in and ask a question.
Sure.
So what do you attribute the very positive decline?
So to answer your question, I think it's a variety of things. I think it goes back to, again, the vetting of the intake process. You know, we're servicing kids who are most appropriate for our programming. I think it's also a big component of the relationship building that we've been doing over the course of the last handful of years. Students are more comfortable. My assistant principal and I really have a restorative mindset as opposed to just a punish mindset. So my goal is to often work with students, teach students new skills, you know, be a resource for students. You know, it's as much as I can reasonably have it. I have an open door policy. I have, you know, high school boys will come in and just sit and want to chit chat for a few minutes during the school day. You know, something's on their mind. They come in off the bus, they're having a rough morning, whatever it might be. But, you know, the fact that we have that open dialogue and that open communication and kids are feeling comfortable, I think it is a huge, you know, one of the many factors, if you will, but a large factor in helping to reduce those numbers. So moving on here, we've been looking, of course, because we're a school, obviously safety, social and emotional well-being is important, but curriculum is as well. So over the last couple of years, we've been looking at, I have a couple of teams that have been pilot groups, if you will, to review and just discuss curriculum, best practices. We started out reviewing historical data. What have they done in the past? What type of planning has been done, overarching yearly planning, unit planning, and then lesson planning. We took a look at next generation learning standards. And again, thank you to other administrative team members within the organization. We've been doing some collaborative work with instructional support services, and that work is actually continuing. We've actually been implementing some one-on-one push-ins for some curriculum coaching, if you will, and we're doing that both outside the classroom, so one-on-one, and also doing some in the classroom in real time while staff are working with students, and then we're able to provide them with feedback. So all of that has been really, really beneficial, and I think at the end of the day, beyond some of the technical aspects, it just brings it to the forefront that it's good to talk about these types of things. It becomes part of the normal dialogue, if you will. Just like the social and emotional components. That's what we're aiming for. We're aiming for this to become kind of the new normal, if you will. One of the other things too, we're looking to focus on teachers utilizing data. So such as STAR testing. And I've also been talking with our staff about using that information to inform their instructional design, to inform IEPs. Our districts appreciate that when we can provide data points for students' IEPs, and then to help inform future programming. It provides them with tangible information. So in terms of looking at MTSS, and this is actually going to be a theme coming up again here, we're going to continue some work at our conference day on Friday. But a few of the grassroots ideas that we've been engaged in here are zones of regulation. So this one's great. So if you take a look at this chart, how do you feel right now? After a long day, you might be in a few different colors. But these are the things that our social work staff are utilizing with students, and even our classroom homeroom teachers to do check and connect, checking in with students. Again, bringing this to the forefront, just having awareness, making students aware of how they're feeling and how that affects the way that they go through their school day is a critical piece to what we do. So that's something nice and tangible for kids. We have these cards displayed around the school. We also have small like cheat sheet cards, if you will, that people can carry around that we can hand out to students. So that's been very, very beneficial. A couple other things I'm really happy about this. This started out as a very small grassroots idea with my MTSS team. And we hatched this as the Kindness Challenge, and it's really caught fire. We're actually going to we recently actually, I should say, with the help of Donna Hemmer, have been working with the Sullivan County Democrat, and they're going to do a feature in the school scene in regards to the Kindness Challenge. So we're very happy about that. And really, this is just an initiative to encourage students and staff. And that's really the great thing about this is it's all inclusive. So it's staff and students combined. It is not just student specific. So we're encouraging kindness, friendship, model citizenship. And it's been great. So on a weekly basis, people submit cards, kind of give you the crash course here. And then we draw those, we give out some culinary coupons, we give kudos over the loudspeaker public address, we hand out awards that I sign. It's all in all just a feel-good activity. On the announcement, some of my staff each day give a kindness challenge, something simple, help your parents out with the dishes, hold the door for somebody. Just really getting everybody to think about how can I be, a good person? How can I be, positive within the environment I'm in? So kind of continuing with that theme, here's just some more information. We put together this information to get out to everybody. Here's an example of the kindness cards. So these would obviously be individually cut out. We have boxes strategically placed around the campus that everybody submits their cards. And like I said, it's gotten larger than we actually ever thought it would in a pretty short period of time. We've been doing this for about 2 months now, and we're getting great participation. We're very happy about it. Another initiative that was born out of this, and we've started this already at a very small scale, is the Buddy Program, where we have some of our high schoolers pairing up with our elementary students, and they're working together, just to spread some goodwill, kind of in a mentoring concept, if you will. Staff supervised activities. Maybe they're playing games. Maybe they're talking to each other about shared interests. Again, just trying to build that community piece. It's something that I've noticed over the years. We're a bit non-traditional in the way that we structure our classes. Sometimes we may have some high school classes in closer proximity to elementary classes than other schools may have. And interestingly, it tends to work very well in terms of spreading positivity. Oftentimes, the older students will behave better because they're setting a positive example for the younger students, and they feel that responsibility. And then also the younger students will sometimes behave better because they want to show the older students that they're mature, or that they're cool, or they can be like them, or they're looking up to them to emulate their behavior. So you kind of have this symbiotic relationship that everybody's working towards. So that's just another component of programming. Does anybody have any questions?
I do. I have just one, and it's more curiosity than anything. Do you find the high school students more receptive to this than, say, the junior high students you deal with?
Yes. So, the initial plan, and I have a couple of my seniors who have been kind of the point people, working with our staff, who are now working with the elementary students, and, seniors, obviously students getting ready to embark on adulthood. Their maturity level is where it needs to be, quote unquote. They are definitely more prepared than, let's say, middle schoolers to engage in an activity like that. Excellent.
Thank you.
Sure, you're welcome. So switching gears just a little bit here. So CSE Chairs, I've been meeting with them this year now in an official capacity on a monthly basis. And we're really, yes, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I was on mute, so my question didn't get out there, but one of the things that the board has been very focused on is this, how do we increase attendance? I would think with the kinds of programs that you're doing, that they would just naturally increase attendance. Do you have any data in your own programs about your attendance? Do these kinds of things get more kids to come to school? Or do you have any data on increasing attendance from this kind of work?
So that is a great question. And actually that did recently come up in a conversation within the last couple of weeks. We're relatively fresh in these endeavors, but it is something that we're going to look at quantifying in the future, because you're right. I agree with you 100%. If I feel like this is a positive environment and I want to be here, take the kindness challenge, for example. There's a lot of reinforcement. Everybody wants to be included. It is a very inclusive activity. Those are the types of things that are going to help students wake up in the morning and go, you know what? That school, that's a pretty cool place. We've got this thing going on. I want to be a part of this. So yes, the hope is to have students improved attendance. And it's certainly something that we're going to look at as the months roll on here. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. So again, just kind of switching gears a little bit here, CSE Chairs communication. And the reason I bring this up is really we're looking to continue to grow our collaborative efforts with our component school districts. I know that's really what a BOCES is all about. We're about providing collaborative problem solving for districts, programming, shared programming in some instances. So I'm just looking to continue to enhance that. to enhance communication, to also enlighten districts, because at times district personnel are not completely familiar with the programs that we offer. So there's just been a lot of collegiality in that regard, and then also providing a place for us to share ideas. It also allows us to liaison with outside supports, mental health supports, early intervention services, New York State Department of Education. I liaison with them, and they're a contributor with us every month as well. So again, fostering all of those inroad relationships is really, really important to our daily work. So that is something that's going to continue, and I'm happy about that. And here you can see we've got a couple of great examples of our kids just kind of getting in the mix. And really, this is what says it all right here. Our students define our success. So when the students have something positive to say, or we get positive feedback from students, or students are enjoying themselves, you know, that's what, in my opinion, is a great defining factor. Are we being successful? Are we doing, you know, the mission that we've set out to do? So here are just a few highlights from our ITAP program, Intensive Therapeutic and Academic Program. Here the students, again, we're taking advantage of students have been working on Google Classrooms for the last couple of years. Digital learning is really taking a hold. And I have to give credit to our staff. Many of our teachers have not let that slide. They realize the opportunity that they have, that they can have seamless integration between technology and also being in a classroom, and having that human contact component. So, you know, students are utilizing the technology piece, they're utilizing multimedia, they're utilizing a lot of the Google Suite components. So they're typing and they're doing research and they're learning some animation skills. Here they were working on some persuasive writing. And just, it's just great to see them engaged in what, you know, we would all call 21st century learning. So kind of moving through again, a lot of what we do too is hands-on exploratory learning. You know, book work has its place at times. You know, we all need certain skills, quiz, test taking, those types of things, but exploratory learning is fantastic. Here we had some science, some dissection. Students were working with sheep brains as well as cows' hearts and cow eyeballs. So it was very, very interesting. Hopefully nobody's eating dinner right now.
Not now.
So,
That's
you know,
wonderful.
as you can see, yeah, it's incredibly engaging. I have a couple other photos here on a different day. And it's interesting to see even students that maybe at times are relatively quiet or won't ask questions, when they get into this type of environment, all of a sudden, you know, sometimes they really, the light bulb turns on and they're really engaged in this type of activity. They're asking questions. It's a lot of inquiry-based learning, if you will. So those are some of the types of things that are ongoing there.
Adam, they look so intense in that last set of pictures.
Yeah, you can see the level of focus. Yeah, it's which is great to see, because, you know, at times students can be distracted by each other. They're not allowing anybody to distract them during these activities.
Very cool.
It is. It's awesome. We have some incredible staff, very creative. Here, just looking, kind of shifting into the CAP program, again, core academic content and then some life skills. So here we have some of our youngsters. These are our middle school CAP students. And here we have some other activities. These are some of our high schoolers. So you can see student here is working in the kitchen, another student working on laundry. So learning a lot of those basic life skills, functional skills for independence beyond school. And the kids really, really love this, particularly the cooking, because what do they get to do at the end? They get to eat. That's right. So, you know, and my teacher, Mr. Manfreda, who is one of the heads of that, you know, he drives a hard bargain. He says, if you're not going to participate, well, then you might not get to reap the fruits of your labor. So the students, they understand that. They say, oh, Mr. Manfredo, he he drives a hard bargain, but we'll do what we need to do. I said, that's a good idea.
Mhm.
So another great piece of this too is our PAYS lab that we've implemented the last couple of years. Obviously very challenging with COVID because this is a very practically based, excuse me, in terms of the way it's hands-on. So this was difficult to transition into a digitized format. We did our best, but now of course that kids are back in person. It's fantastic. And really it's about functional skills. It's about preparing students for the workforce. In my knowledge base and background of going through some training, they part of the process to devise this program, many Fortune 500 companies were consulted, and they were asked about what do you need in employees in this current state of the world for entry-level job skills. So they broke this program into 5 main components. I have them listed there: computer technology, obviously critical, construction, industrial, processing, production, consumer service, and business marketing. So our students get exposure to all of those. And the really nice thing about this as well, because it is geared towards specific student populations, is that it moves in a linear fashion. So the first activities that students are exposed to are of the most basic nature, and then the complexity and the challenge of task increases as the students move. And they're only able to move on as they progress and master certain prerequisite skills. So they're not able to move on until they've mastered the basics, which of course, what does that do? It gives you a better knowledge base, it reduces your frustration level, and gives you the important skills you actually need to continue to grow, so you don't become stagnant as a learner. So that's been something that has been very positively received, working with our CAP students. Here, just a few highlights from our elementary 811 program. So behavioral supports, obviously, with the academic component as well, providing students opportunities for success. Here, the students actually have their butterflies. So for the last couple of years, a couple of our teachers have done the life cycle of a butterfly, and students have actually been working with live butterflies going from the early stages through the chrysalis all the way to hatching the butterflies. So it's been, and then they release them. So it's been a really, really nice component to the classroom. And of course, there's that nurturing piece too, where students have to, they're in a way, they're taking care of their butterflies. Couple other things, we have some great just hands-on. Here you can see the kids were working on there, and there, which are things that even as adults, sometimes we still struggle with, right? How to make sure we're using those words correctly. And then working with maps, geography, but a lot of project-based learning activities, allowing students to explore. In this particular classroom, they do some phenomenal activities. The teacher is incredibly creative. They've actually had a NASA scientist zoom into the classroom when the students are working on, space and the universe, and the kids were able to ask questions of the space engineer, space scientist. Just really, really cool experiences that kids would not otherwise ever get a chance to do. And here's just a great pic. This was a project that the elementary kids were doing regarding Martin Luther King Jr. and the I Have a Dream speech. And some of the students, they were able to work on some art and some photoshopping here. It's just a very, very powerful message. One of our young students. So here's really the whole point of why we do what we do and why I'm even here. So I decided, I reached out to students and I said, hey, working on this project, and I'd like you to share your successes, here at Sullivan BOCES. I want it to be in your own words, and some students were comfortable doing that on a video. So I have a few videos I'm going to share with you in a moment. And some students just wanted to submit a quote. So I'm just going to read through these. I think they're pretty powerful. And these are completely unedited, other than I clean them up a little bit for grammar if I need to, but these are the words of our actual students. So here, I'm just going to kind of go through. First one, my success is due to help and team support I didn't have in district. BOCES is a positive environment that is comfortable and accepting. The program has helped my learning. That's one of our high schoolers. The next quote, my success at Sullivan BOCES has been because of working with my counselor. I'm calmer and can focus. I get less angry. And that's from one of our middle schoolers. Next quote, my favorite things at Sullivan BOCES is Student of the Month. ALC also helps me to calm down and get ready for class. My behavior has improved thanks to staff support. My teachers compliment me on my good choices. That's one of our other high schoolers. And then my success is that my behavior has improved. My aide helps me with work or when I need to take a break. I feel comfortable and safe, and I have fun at school. I like gym, and my math skills are improving. And that's from one of our elementary students. And here I have just a couple of students. I'll let them share in their own words. Just want to make sure that my volume is up high enough. And if for some reason you can't hear the audio, please let me know, okay?
Here.
There's no audio yet.
Yeah.
Adam, you might need to reshare your screen and make sure when you do that you choose, there's little boxes down on the bottom and choose share computer audio.
Share sound?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Maria.
Yep.
All right, let's try that again.
My success at Sullivan County BOCES has been learning to read. It's been a whole lot better here. I feel safe. Staff help me when I'm upset. I love culinary.
All right, so everybody was able to hear that?
The last
Yes.
part, he loves what?
He loves culinary.
Culinary.
Everybody loves culinary.
Yeah, I do
Blame
too.
them. Up there.
They turn out some great product. We're very thankful. Nobody goes hungry over here at the Art Pack. We joke around about that all the time. All right, we've got a couple other here. One of our CAP high schoolers.
Sullivan BOCES has helped me improve in my anger and behavior, and I'm able to talk to people that I trust, and it helped me a lot.
Good.
And
Sullivan BOCES.
last but not least, we have one of our other high school students. And this student is going to be graduating. He is a senior.
I like Sullivan County BOCES because it helped me improve on my reading and my spelling. And, I like the small classrooms and, the one-on-one assistance I've had for the time I've been here and the stuff that I've learned in natural resources, seeing what I want to do when I graduate. It's helped me a lot, and I feel like I've improved a lot since I've been here.
A lot
So-
of commentary on anger.
I'm sorry?
There were several commentaries on anger. Helped me improve controlling
Yes.
my anger.
For sure.
Yep, we've definitely seen some drastic improvement in that. It's a good thing. It's very positive. So again, just to kind of wrap this up, at the end of the day, it's all about teamwork. It's about collaboration, even between my program, Linda Blanton's program, Megan Becker's program. Really, we're all looking to be supportive of each other. I just want to say thanks to the staff, thanks to my student participants. They helped me out with this endeavor. So everybody should be very, very proud of what we've accomplished. And I look forward to continuing the work that we do and continuing to provide opportunities and to acknowledge student improvement.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Adam.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. Does anybody
Yeah,
have
thank
any
you.
questions?
I enjoyed this greatly, Adam. Thanks.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Adam that we haven't? Adam, thank you again from all of us.
I have lost audio for some reason.
We hear you.
Is it everybody able to hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I cannot
Thank you,
hear
Adam.
you for some reason.
You had turned your volume down after the videos.
I'm going to log out and come back in. I can't hear anyone, unfortunately.
Okay.
Thank you, Adam.
Let me try that. Let's try that. Oh, you're back. I can hear you now.
Great, great.
My apologies. Any questions?
Are you going to post that somewhere where we can take another look at it? I really enjoyed it. And there were
Yes,
some
I'll share it
wonderful
with you.
statements I'd like.
Send
Sure.
board minutes.
Yep, I
I'll
I'll
can.
share it with you.
I can get it
Great.
out to Jean, and Jean can share it. Jean, the copy you have doesn't have every detail, so I'll
No.
share the newest version with you, so you can share that out.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Adam.
All right. Thank you very
Bye now.
much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everybody.
Bye.
One thing that I think about having that on the website is that people don't understand that how detailed we get in our ways that we help students, and how much we make a difference with the students that, that get angry and can't work in a classroom without the supports that we give them. It's so clear in Adam's presentation what they need and then what they get and how it makes a difference. It's a powerful report.
I think
Very
it was a
powerful.
wonderful presentation.
Great.
Yeah, I really did. I hope everyone else enjoyed it. I'm going to move along now to item 6, consent agenda, which consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different items. So I need a motion first.
Motion.
Ken and Anthony, thank you both. Does anyone have any questions, comments for this consent agenda on any part of it? We're including the adoption of the revised mission and vision statement that, Maria has worked with us so patiently on. Everybody's fine? Great, then I need a
I'm
vote.
sorry, let me jump in for a second.
Jump,
This
Ken.
includes the adoption of the strategic plan, of the mission statement.
No,
and
just the revision of, let me read it to you. Adoption of revised mission and vision statements. That's all.
Well, I before we do that, I just want I want Susan and others to convince me that indeed these are statements that you feel our teaching staff is committed to. This is not a top-down imposition.
Ken, how about if I pull that out of the consent agenda and we discuss it separately?
Good,
Would
thank
that
you.
be good? Okay.
Yep.
Jean, so if you could pull number 6.04 out of the consent agenda, we're going to vote on the rest of it. Everybody clear on that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Please, all those in favor, please by a show of hands. No one's against because it was unanimous. Thank you. Now, do we want to, Ken, do you want to ask your question? I'm throwing this in.
Sure. Before we start adopting mission and vision statements, I want to make sure that these are things that our staff, our students, our parents endorse.
I agree.
I don't think that's
I
the
just
case
don't
in the
want to make
sense
it
that I don't think,
I don't
Sure.
want it to make it a top-down kind of imposition.
Carol, you
like
wanted to say
Ken.
something?
I liked Ken's doable.
Maria, did you want to throw something, comment in here?
Yeah, I just want to throw a little bit of comment. We do have, I'm looking at the surveys that we sent out. We sent out a survey to all staff. And 20 people responded. And I'm not in a place right now where I can give you hard data, but in general, the comments were very positive. And so then we also sent it out to the principals and assistant superintendents from across the county. And same thing, there were a couple of comments that it's not that they weren't positive or weren't in support of it, but they just had a couple of comments and questions. But in general, you know, we sent the statement out. We asked for feedback. The feedback that we got was positive. We didn't get 100% feedback, but we did make the attempt to contact people and give them a chance to weigh in. So
Could I make a suggestion then, Maria, if
Yes.
this works for you? Might you put this on our next agenda with the information you have to share with us? Or don't have? I realize you have less than more. And maybe we could discuss it at next week, so we could, before we vote on it, and then we could put it back on the agenda for our next meeting. Would that work for everybody? Ken, Carol, both of you? Anyone object to that? Would you mind, Maria, just kind of doing that little review with us next week?
Maria,
Next month, rather.
I think it's very comprehensive and I think it's really good, but I agree with Ken. You know, I think that they need to see it because they're the ones doing it.
Absolutely.
they had, I can guarantee.
There has to be a community-wide commitment to this. These are the words that are going to drive our improvement for the foreseeable future. And if people aren't committed to it, it won't work.
Okay. Yes, we can definitely do that. I will bring together the data that we have and share it with you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, very much.
Linda,
Yes,
I have you need to revise that vision statement the way you changed it on the slide, putting the increased attendance and improved graduation success as sub-bullets to the original bullet. You did that at the beginning of the training session?
Yes.
great.
So, okay.
Thank you, Maria, very much for your ability to bend with our questions, etc. So we will discuss this one last time at the next workshop we do with Maria, and it will be on the agenda next month also, that one piece, 6.04. Okay, thank you, everyone. Carol.
I have another consent agenda question, or at least a statement. I
Go.
had no clue what BCon was. I had to look it up. And I'm so glad I did because it was like, are you kidding me? It was for the nurse. Blood control, am I right?
Yeah.
Had no idea.
Yes, it's teaching them
Okay.
how to control excessive blood.
Jean, I'm going to harass you on this one. It's the kind of thing that we laymen don't know about. So if you could kind of maybe make it a little clearer on the oddities.
Yeah.
I
looked
think
at
we
the
know the
whole-
oddities by now. We don't.
Okay, it's
Thank
called
you.
Econ training. I didn't know what else.
I
to
I
call
think
it.
they just went under a name change too, because we were just talking about this today, because I also had to look it up, Carol. It used to be Stop the Bleed, remember when they came in the first
Yeah.
time? And I think that
Mhm.
resonated with people and Beacon through people because they changed the name.
Okay,
Yeah.
and thank you for bringing it up, Carol.
Well, it
Thank you.
was so simple once I found it.
Okay, well, I need a vote on the consent agenda, less that one option, 6.04. All those in favor, please, by a show of hands. Anyone against? Okay, everybody voted, everyone's in favor. Thank you. Thanks, Jean. Thank you, Carol, and thank you, Susan. Financial matters. The claims audit report. We all like the claims audit report. Anyone have any questions or comments on it? It was a little bigger this time. everybody's good with it?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. It was informational only. That was your chance to ask questions. Now we are on, I'm sorry, I keep moving this from place to place to get to board docs. I apologize. Now we're on 7.02, the treasurer's report, and this is an action item, so I need a motion, please. Thank you, Carol, and thank you, Sue. First two people with their hands up. Okay, treasurer's report. Whoops. Any questions, comments, anything about the treasurer's report? Everybody's fine with it? Then I'm going to ask for a vote. All those in favor by a show of hands, so Jean can count us. Thank you all very much. Again, unanimous. I appreciate that. And last, the proposed administrative budget. I hope everyone had a chance to read through that. It's a good one in the sense that it's got 3 years. No, it's got 2 years of comparisons. So it's kind of interesting to look at.
Just as a statement, Susan, anytime you talk in millions, it really makes me nervous. Just
Got to get over that.
In my world, yes. And because of all the changes, I put that memo together that I think Bob sent out to you, because there are some large percentage increases just because of new staff people certified versus uncertified, and the number of changes in staff with retirements and replacement staff. So there definitely were, a lot of differences in comparison to prior years where we've had the same staff, but with us from year to year.
Susan, can you just elaborate a little bit on what uncertified salaries are?
Sure.
I mean,
so if you are
cleaners, etc.
Yeah, and anybody who works we're all civil service employees. We all learned that in law class, but a certified employee holds an actual certificate from SED. So you're either a certified teacher, or in my case, and in Bob's case, and in Vicky's case, you're certified administrator. So we are the only 3 individuals where a portion of our salaries is included in the administrative budget. The remaining staff are uncertified individuals that have civil service titles.
Thank you. I think that's much clearer than I had it.
We need a motion.
Anyone else?
We need a
Okay,
motion.
I'm sorry, we need a motion. Thank you, Jean. I apologize for not doing that. First motion, Anthony and Carol Bliefernick, thank you both very much. Okay, if there are no questions, I'd like to call for a vote. All those in favor by a show of hands, please, so Jean can see you. Unanimous. Thank you, Jean. All right, I'm sliding back and forth here. On to 8.0 personnel item, and that is an action item. I need a motion, please. Anthony and Ken, thank you very much. Got to be quick to beat these guys. We are on, I'm sorry. Any questions, comments, etc.? It's I think a fairly straight personnel question. Anyone have any questions or comments on it? Then I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor, please, by a show of hands. Thank you all. It was unanimous again. And we come to everybody's favorite spot, board member comments. Okay, I'm going to go around my screen. Carol Bliefernick, it begins with you. You're good. You're muted also. Kathy, you're muted. Simi, you're good, and you aren't even muted. Sue, Sue, you're on. Anything?
Fine, I'm good.
Thank you. Anthony.
I had 2 comments, actually. One, our last Tuesday, we had our first in-person meeting unmasked. And it was a great experience to see people's faces, and maybe one of these days we'll be able to do it here. And it was nice to see Simi not sitting in his car during a meeting, actually in his room someplace.
Very true. Well put. Carol, Park.
I knew that I would see Jean, and I just wanted to tell her I will be at the meeting on April 7th. Thank you.
Carol, I have a question. There's a plant right behind you with large strapping green leaves.
Oh, it is an amaryllis that I cut back.
Oh, okay. I wondered if it was a clevia.
No, an amaryllis. I don't love it. Just saying. May not be there. May not be there the next time.
Gotcha. Linda, you're on.
I'm good, but Jean, I will be there on the 7th also.
Great. Ken?
Nothing. Although I thought Adam's presentation was very interesting.
Excellent. I thought it was really good. I agree with you. My only comment is if everybody looks out their windows for the first time in, I guess, a year, it's light out.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
light out, and that's just a lovely feel. It
Yeah.
makes you feel good. Well, Bob
just
didn't make it back,
Before we
so
have, before
Jean
we
has a
retire,
comment.
just one comment. I just wanted to let everybody know that our next board meeting is April 12th, and it will be in person here at the offices and conference center, and no, you don't have to wear a mask. At
Great.
least at this
Board
point. That may
12.
change between now and then, but currently.
The world can
I
change.
have a question.
Sue,
I'm
you're
sorry.
on.
Jean, you sent out an email that said something about a meeting on May 24th or something like that. Was that a mistake or
Yeah.
what was that?
You got added to that accidentally.
Okay.
Oh, all right. So there's no meeting on May 24th.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's too far away to think.
Well,
Okay.
I happen to be on vacation, so I just wanted to be able to say that. But I'll be on
Excellent.
vacation on May 24th, everybody,
Where are you going,
Good.
Sue? That's what we
Going-
want to know.
on a cruise to Bermuda.
Excellent.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
right.
We have a cruise scheduled for June 20th, and it's in Eastern Europe.
Oh, no.
So
Wow.
you know, we're waiting it out, but it's
Oh.
not likely going to happen. We were doing a river cruise.
So
Oh,
we
no.
canceled ours.
Did
So
you?
we canceled ours in January, but we're going to Alaska in August.
Well, there you go.
Wonderful. I love Alaska. It was we did a cruise there, but we didn't do an inland trip. We just cruised.
We have a cruise tour.
Yeah, it was
It's
lovely.
Nice.
Have a great time, in case I can't tell you 12 more times.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you all very much for coming. I was looking forward to seeing everyone in person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seeing
no,
the date of our
to-
next meeting is.
Good night, everybody.
no, we need to
I make a motion
and-
to end the
Wait,
meeting.
Kathy
That's
needs,
right. That's
let's
right,
stop.
Kathy.
Kathy, you're on.
I make a motion to end the meeting.
Simi, you
And
look like a
Carol
basketball
seconds it.
star. You look like a basketball star with that orange jacket on.
I tried. Next
Look,
career.
look the
Well-
gold chain and the orange. Woo, you look cool.
I'm going to ask a ridiculous question. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, please raise your hand.
Yay.
You
Bye-bye.
bet.
Okay, I'm guessing Anthony agreed, so it's unanimous. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you all very much for coming.
Bye.
And if
Thank
anyone has
you.
any questions about the information